OK, ignoring the PE teacher, well, let's hope it works out for you. Hannah, first question. Susan Boyle became famous in 2009 after her performance on which TV show? I'd Do Anything, The X Factor or Britain's Got Talent?
Well, I didn't watch it, but I do know. It's not I'd Do Anything, that was on the BBC and was about Oliver Twist. X Factor, I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Leona Lewis or someone like that who won. It was Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent.
She come second as well.
Yeah, she didn't actually win, no, but made a lot of money, became very famous as a result of it. Britain's Got Talent is correct. CJ, who starred as Special Agent Gracie Hart in the 2000 film Miss Congeniality? Cameron Diaz, Sandra Bullock or Kirsten Dunst?
And then starred in the wonderfully titled sequel Miss Congeniality 2 Armed and Fabulous. It was Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, yes. Sandra Bullock for CJ there, one each. And back to you, Hannah. Who played Tweedledum and Tweedledee in Tim Burton's film Alice in Wonderland? James Corden, Ricky Gervais or Matt Lucas?
Me and my mum went to see this courtesy of my grandmother for Easter, and it was Matt Lucas with his very shiny head.
Matt Lucas it was, and the shiny head. Well done. And 2 to you. So, CJ, second question for you now. Cooking doesn't get tougher than this became a catchphrase after it was frequently heard during the opening sequence of which TV series? MasterChef, Ready, Steady, Cook or Come Dine With Me?
John Turode and Greg Wallace used it on MasterChef.
Yes, they did. 2 each. And Hannah, third question. What was the name of the producer of Monty Python, The Good Life and Fawlty Towers, who was a former child actor, having played the title role in David Lean's 1948 film of Oliver Twist? Was it Gareth Gwenlyn, Peter Fraser-Jones or John Howard Davis?
I'm sure that Stuart is going to hit me over the head when I come and sit back down, but I honestly don't know. Gareth Gwenlyn sounds like it perhaps could be, but I'm thinking that it's sort of like a more double-barrelled surname, so I don't know why. Sounds a bit posher, maybe, for a producer. Don't know if producers are generally posh, but I'll go for John Howard Davis. I think it might be Peter Fraser-Jones, but I'll go for John Howard Davis.
Lacking the logic there, Hannah.
No logic.
Producer of Monty Python, Good Life, Fawlty Towers, child actor, was John Howard Davis. It's the right answer.
Winged it.
Good guess. Yeah, well, you've got to wing 1 or 2 to win. So, in the lead, and see what CJ does with his third. You might get into the final round with that. CJ, the hosts of the 1958 Academy Awards ceremony were Bob Hope, Jack Lemmon, David Niven, Rosalind Russell, James Stewart, and which cartoon character? Donald Duck, Mr. Magoo or Bugs Bunny?
Oh, dear. You can't see a barrel without scraping the bottom of it, can you?
I think it's a great question.
Oh, dear. Well, I'd be very surprised if it was Mr. Magoo. But then again, Donald Duck and Mr. Magoo both have speech impediments. So what do you want of them hosting a nice ceremony? And Donald Duck never wore pants, except when he got out of the shower, which I always found strange. He wore a towel around his waist when he got out of the shower, and the rest of the time never wore pants. I never understood them.
I love the way you accused me of scraping the bottom of the barrel reading the question out. You've got an encyclopedic knowledge of these characters.
All right, I would be surprised. I don't know that, obviously. If it was Donald Duck or Mr. Magoo, I'd be surprised. I'll go for the one that's most well-known, the most charismatic. I'll try Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny? Yeah, good host. Would have been anyway, but it weren't Bugs Bunny. It was Donald Duck. Donald Duck, which means, Hannah, yeah, there you are. CJ has lost his head-to-head. Hannah, you're through to the final round. Would you both please come back and join your teams? Well, Hannah, disco dancing her way through that round, booked a place in the final round, means they're all still there. The challengers, one egghead in the form of CJ, gone from the final round. Our next subject is politics. And who'd like to play this? Politics.
Still to hang you on in case this food and drink comes up.
OK.
Trixie?
I don't mind doing it. OK. OK.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah.
What do you think? Daphne.
Daphne?
I'll take, yeah. Daphne, please.
So it's going to be you, Vicky, playing Daphne. The subject is politics. Could I ask you both, please, to take your positions in the question room? So, Vicky, as Hannah's mum, she's clearly quiz mad, Hannah. Does she get it from you?
We like to do quizzes, but it's not a big part of our life. definitely not.
Well, didn't you go on one holiday to Ibiza where you entered 13 quizzes or something?
We did. We did. We had a last-minute holiday to Ibiza. It was like a resort that was in the middle of nowhere and not much to do. And we took part in 13 quizzes. We won 11 and we were in 2 tie breaks as well, which we lost.
But you were popular there. OK, do you want to go first or second, Vicky?
Can I go first, please?
OK, first question. It's politics, and this is yours, Vicky. In 2006, which politician made a high-profile sled ride during his visit to the Arctic Circle to observe the effects of climate change? Was it Gordon Brown, David Cameron or Nick Clegg?
Right. I don't think it was Gordon Brown. And I don't think it was Nick Clegg. I think it was David Cameron.
Was yet memorable photo shoot. Yes, David Cameron. Not too long after winning the leadership of the Conservative Party. OK, your first question, Daphne. Which TV personality stood as an independent candidate for Parliament in Luton South at the 2010 general election? Arlene Phillips, Esther Ranson or Vanessa Feltz?
That was Esther Ranson. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yes. Didn't win.
Yeah.
Esther Ranson is correct. And back to you, Vicky. How was the Scottish nationalist Winifred Ewing known in the European Parliament when she became an MEP for the SNP in 1979? Was she known as Madame Écosse, Notre Dame des Aguilles, or Winnie la Pooh?
Oh, this is what I don't know, so it's going to be a guess. Perhaps Madame Écosse. Does that mean Scotland, Écosse? So I would say Madame Écosse.
OK, Madame Écosse. Absolutely right. Well done, yes. Notre Dame des Aguilles. Whoever thought up those alternatives was certainly on some form there. Must have had fun writing that question. OK, the French politician Nicolas Sarkozy was born in which decade? The 1950s, 60s or 70s?
Oh. I think he was born in the 1950s.
That's your answer, 1950s, so I think he's over 50 at least.
Yeah.
OK. Well, let's go to date man Kevin.
Oh, no.
Well, I think he was born in 1955.
55.
I think so,
Born? Yeah. It's the right answer, Daphne. Yes, well done. Well, there we are. 1950s, just got it there. And kept it all square. So, Vicky, when Richard Nixon resigned as President of the United States in August 1974, to whom did he write his letter of resignation? Was it to the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, or Secretary of State?
This is another one I don't know, but I wouldn't think it was the Vice President. Or neither the Speaker of the House. The Secretary of State sounds the most important person of those three, so I will say Secretary of State. OK, Secretary of State is the right answer. Oh. Tricky third question for Hannah, tricky one for you, and you both got them. And it means you've got to get this, Daphne. What was the name of the political party founded in Zimbabwe in 1999 by Morgan Tsvangirai? Was it the Zimbabwean National Congress, the United Popular Front, or the Movement for Democratic Change?
That was the Movement for Democratic Change.
Oh, emphatic there, yes. The MDC, Movement for Democratic Change, founded by Morgan Tsvangirai. So that leaves it all square after 3 questions. So let's move it on, move it up a notch. Vicky, you seem to like harder quizzes. Let's make it harder for you then. And take away the choices. It's sudden death now to sort out a winner. Here you go. In 2008, which American politician said about Russia, "There are next-door neighbours and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska"? A line later satirised as, "I can see Russia from my house."
I think that was Sarah Palin. She came from Alaska, did she? So I'd say Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin, vice presidential candidate for the Republicans. Right answer, yes. And Governor of Alaska. Daphne, on his elevation to the Lords, whose title was Baron of Foy in the county of Herefordshire and of Hartlepool in the county of Durham, First Secretary of State, Lord President of the Council, Secretary of State for Business, Innovation and Skills?
Sounds a bit like Peter Mandelson to me.
Trips off the tongue.
Yes.
Peter Mandelson is correct. Back to you, Vicky. In 1990, after the amalgamation of the National Union of Railwaymen with the National Union of Seamen, who became the first General Secretary of the National Union of Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers, or RMT? First General Secretary of the RMT.
No, I've no idea. No, I just can't even hazard a guess. Jack Jones.
Jack Jones? No, not Jack Jones. Anyone from We Thought It Was a Disco?
John Prescott?
No, you'll know it when you hear it, I think. Jimmy Knapp, first General Secretary of the RMT. So, Daphne, what is the name of the act that came into effect in 2005, often referred to by the initials FOI?
I think that's the Freedom of Information Act.
It is. That is the correct answer, Daphne. You've won the round. Bad luck, Vicky. Good quizzing there. But took us a few sudden death questions to sort out a winner. It turned out to be Daphne, so you won't be playing in the final round, Vicky. Would you both please come back and join your teams? Well, Daphne levelled it up there, all square. Both teams have lost one brain from the final round. And our next subject is food and drink. Who'd like to play food and drink? Can't be Hannah or Vicky. So, Stuart, Nick or Amanda?
Amanda?
Yeah.
Kevin. And I think Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I will.
OK, Amanda, you're going to play and just confirm for me who you've picked.
Kevin.
Kevin. Let's have Amanda and Kevin into the question room then. Well, Amanda, do you want to go first or second?
Well, I think I'll follow the trend and go first, please.
OK, good luck, Amanda. And this is your first question. What is the name of the cocktail made by adding gin to a chilled glass in which Angostura bitters have been swirled round to coat the inside? Green gin, pink gin or white gin?
Well, I'm not a big gin fan. I'll go with pink gin because it's the only one I know.
Pink gin. Judith?
Why ask me? What's that got to do with me?
Just asking if it was the right answer.
Yes, it is the right answer.
Yeah. Pink gin it is, Judith has reluctantly confirmed. OK. Now, your first question then, Kevin. What name is used for both a sweet such as a sugared almond consisting of a nut or fruit centre covered with a coating, or for a small silvered ball used as a cake decoration? Angelica, drageie or pastille?
Well, I think the little silver balls are definitely called dragees, and I think that I've also heard that in relation to the type of nut and fruit thing that you described there, so drageie.
And drageie is the right answer. Well done, Kevin. I know you were into your cake decoration.
No, not the decoration part, just the eating part.
All right, second questions each. Amanda, what military name is given to the dish consisting of two intersecting racks of lamb presented with the ribs facing each other and the upper ends of the bones exposed and interlinked? Guard of Honour, Trooping the Colour or 21-gun salute?
Right. 21-gun salute. That'd have to be a pretty big piece of lamb. Trooping the colour, that doesn't sound right. I would have to go for Guard of Honour.
Yes, right answer. Well done. Guard of Honour. OK, your question, second question, Kevin. The flesh of black currants is a particularly rich source of which vitamin? A, D or C?
Well, I've never heard of that as vitamin A. Maybe I ought to think about it a bit longer, I don't know, but I'll go for vitamin C.
Vitamin C is correct. Yes. All right. Well, back to you, Amanda. Third question. Which food is deep fried to make the popular Indonesian snack food pisang goreng? Is it prawn, banana or pineapple?
Well, now, the goreng bit I've heard of, but I have no idea whether it's sweet or savoury. I'll say prawn because as a snack food, I'm just thinking savoury, so I'll go prawn.
OK, prawn. No, it's sweet. And of those other two, it's banana. Banana, deep-fried banana. OK, well, a chance for Kevin then. Kevin, made in Syria and Lebanon, what type of foodstuff is shanklish? Is it bread, dried beef or cheese?
Could be anything, never heard of it, so when in doubt, say cheese.
Apparently resembles a dirty tennis ball, and it is cheese. It's the right answer. Well, a guess there from the 4-times world quiz champion, but he has just taken the round. Bad luck, Amanda. Means you won't be in the final round. Would you both please come back and join your teams?